I often get asked, is that gunmetal? Or people bring in pots and go, my pottery is gunmetal. This is a Maria and it's gunmetal, so it's worth more. Well, first of all, gunmetals are worth more, but not all gunmetals are the same. What a gunmetal Maria black on black pottery is basically a overfired, very, very hot, yet reduced fire that causes this sheen. The sheen on the pot resembles the end of a gun or the barrel of a gun, and that's why it's called gunmetal. Basically, if you look on the internet and you see a Maria and it's so bright that it's hard for them to get a good photo, that's probably a gunmetal. These pots were done throughout Maria's career, but generally the ones that were gunmetal that were done as a Marie or Maria and Julian, or even Maria and Santana to some extent, were done because they just got overfired and they got a high firing. Poe, on the other hand, actually sought to do these. He didn't do this by mistake, or it wasn't just a fluke. He really sought to get that high sheen and probably was the best when it came to doing this of all the potters. So when you see a great shine to it, it's probably going to be a Maria-Popovi. Often these pots will be very simple and plain, that his mom would make the pots, she would polish the pots, and then Poe would fire them. These firings were very difficult to do because you have a very hot pot and the fire is extremely warm. So the chances of them exploding are great. And when you fire, you generally fire with half a dozen pots or even more. So if one explodes, it's very possible you will damage other ones. So you had to know what you were doing. Now, what if your pot is a gunmetal? Well, gunmetal pots generally are going to bring anywhere between 20% to even maybe double, depending on how good the shine is and if it really was done as that. In other words, it wasn't a mistake early by Maria and Julian, and it's a pretty sheen and gunmetal, but if it was done by Poe, it was obviously done to have this sheen that's like a mirror. Those are going to be very valuable pots and need to be identified. Now, all levels of gunmetal can occur. I have pots that I go, well, it's gunmetal-ish, or it's near gunmetal, because it does. You can tell he was trying to get it, but he didn't quite maybe achieve what he could have. So these two also will have increased value, but what I always like to tell people is when it's gunmetal, you know it. It has a sheen that you just looks like a mirror. That's Gunmetal Pottery by Maria Martinez and her son, Popovi.